Alright, welcome to today's video. I wanted to make this video to express something that's been on my mind for a while. And this is kind of a personal story, but also kind of a personal situation for you to possibly learn from and grow through this situation that I'm about to express to you. So long story short of today's video is that we're going to talk about masculine and feminine energy and the role of both. But before I do that, I want to briefly touch up on the mind. Okay, so you have two parts of the mind. You have the subconscious and the conscious mind. The subconscious mind is the feminine part of the mind, and the conscious mind is the masculine part. The subconscious mind influences the conscious mind to do whatever the conscious mind wants to do. The conscious mind is the one that leads. Okay, so the masculine is the conscious, the subconscious is the feminine. Okay, so keep that in mind throughout this video. So I had a situation where I was with an individual where, we had a thing going on, but obviously it didn't last because I expressed a need and how I felt unsafe, and that didn't get met. So I made the executive decision that, okay, this is not going to meet my needs. You are not going to fulfill what I need. Therefore, I'm going to withdraw from this situation because you are not meeting me where I am. Okay, in this situation, what I say you were not meeting me where I am is that I expressed how I felt unsafe. Okay, and now this is the thing: when a woman feels unsafe, you do not want to be around her. Okay, a woman shouldn't feel unsafe ever. Okay, women were not created to be in panic mode, to be in a hyper state, if you will, their nervous system. Okay, men are more resilient than women biologically speaking. Okay, that's why typically men will go to war, not typically a woman. If a woman goes to war, everything shuts down, literally, quite literally, everything shuts down. Now, it's not to say that women can't. They can. It's just that it will shut down other processes in her body. Okay, because women were not created to be that. Okay, men were created to be that. Men are created to be hunters, to go and pursue, hence why men pursue. Women don't pursue. Men pursue. So anyways, so I expressed how I didn't feel safe, right? And so what happens when a woman tells you she doesn't feel unsafe? What is the logical thing you do? If you love this woman, what you do is you ask her what's going on. Number one, what's going on? Number two, how do you feel? Number three, why do you feel the way you do? Number four, what can I do to help you? And number five, how can we fix this? Okay, you should be asking those questions as a man to address the issue. The last thing you want to do is to also withdraw from the situation, because if you truly love her, you're going to make it work. The last thing you want to do is withdraw and go find a, big booty hoe and do God knows what, to only then feel bad and then come back 3 weeks later and say, I love you so much, what's wrong? No, that's not what high quality men do. High quality men address the issue spot on, and they face the issue and they fix it. Okay, that's very important. That is such an important quality. Remember that. Important quality. Okay. So as a man, that's something that I think it's like something that people don't really talk about, but it's such an important trait, is that when you love her, you truly love her, and you truly want to be with her, you're going to do whatever it takes to be with her. Okay, there shouldn't be a power struggle, competition issue. I've seen this several times in relationships from peers. You have the opportunity to go and make something out of yourself in this world. But no, you want to let your pride get in the way and your ego to stop you from, making things right with your woman. So that's fairly important. Emotional intelligence gets into emotional intelligence, not being too prideful, and that when you really want a woman, if you truly want her, you need to pursue her. Don't stop until you pursue her, unless she tells you to stop. And unless she blocked you, okay, or she filed a restraining order, then yeah, you need to stop. But until she does that, it's a free game. Okay, you got to pursue her and tell her, I want you. Okay, and obviously with intention and being reliable and being faithful. That's so important. Faithful and loyal. I can express enough. That is so important, and that includes if you guys break up for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, whatever, or not. Maybe it's not 6 months, but maybe 2 months or a month or a couple weeks, and you go fool around. Women have a very strong intuition, and eventually the truth will come out. And karma's real. Karma's very real. So if she doesn't find out maybe this year or this week or this month, she's going to eventually find out, and eventually you're going to get your balls cut off. I know with me, I'm going to cut your balls off. Yeah, but faithfulness, very important. Loyalty, It's so important. Anyways, I want to read you this. Psychology says when women face constant stress and uncertainty, their bodies learn to live in survival mode. They stay alert, tense, and exhausted, always waiting for the next thing to go wrong. Even in moments of calm, their minds don't relax. It's not because they're overreacting, it's because their nervous system has forgotten what safety feels like. So I read that quote and I thought that's really accurate, and it's really important to understand that you don't want your woman to feel stressed. And if she feels emotionally unsafe, it is your job as the man to show up, to express to her how you are there for her emotionally. Okay, as a man, if you are not able to control your own emotions, you shouldn't be in a relationship. If you have too much pride, you should not be in a relationship as a man. If you have too much trauma from your past that you haven't healed, you need to learn how to heal that so you can be in a relationship with a quality woman. Okay, because women, again, women do not deserve that. As a man, you need to show up right the first time. And if you don't see her value the first time, and if she leaves you, don't wonder why she left you. Okay, because it shouldn't be a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth time for her to explain herself. And not even that, she shouldn't have to explain herself. For you to finally realize that, she wanted you, but you failed to see the signs because you were so caught up in the fact that she's a confident, secure woman, and you, for whatever reason, feel intimidated by that. So if you are a man and you feel that's how you feel, then that is something that you need to work on. And even that goes for a woman. It goes both ways, but I'm just talking in the context of, the man to the woman. And hence, the sperm swims to the egg. Okay? So as a man, you were there to pursue. You were there to provide. Okay? So in the conversation of being a providers as men in today's day and age, now that women are in the workforce, women are making money, women are constantly in their masculine state. This is a good, but also a bad thing. It's a good thing because women are making money. That's great. But it's also a bad thing because then you, as the man, expect your woman to come home and to be lovey-dovey and to do God knows what at night. But she can't because she's stressed out, right? She's stressed out. And so your job as the man is to make sure she feels feminine and comfortable and soft so that she can be, loving to you, right? That's really important. I would hope that you understand and remember that. Okay, because I think sometimes men forget that their women are also working. Okay, and let's get into a different conversation that as a married couple, and as if you are a man watching this, or if you are a woman, but if you are it is your job to provide. I think people get into this concept of, well, she works and I work, so we split the bills. No, you don't split the bills. You do not split the bills. Some people do that. I know a lot of couples do that. They split the bills. They have different bank accounts. They have different XYZ, whatever. I think that is foolish. Even if it works, I think it's actually hurting because the whole point of marriage is to unite. It's when two people come together and become one. Okay, what becomes hers, what's hers becomes yours. What's yours becomes hers. Okay. Now, obviously, you guys have your own identity. Yes, she's her own being. You are your own being. My contention is that as a man, you are supposed to be resourceful and be able to provide. Okay, because men are not born with value. Women are born with value. Women are born with a uterus and their aesthetics. Okay, men are not. Men have to build their value through their career, through their jobs, through their business, through their money. Okay, so if you don't have money as a man, then you shouldn't be dating. Okay, you should not be dating. And if you are with a woman, most likely you're going to end up abusing her emotionally or physically because you don't respect her, because she's not secure within herself to stand up to you as a man because you failed to go find a job or to go have a business, build a business. Okay, so it's your job as the man to provide and to never ask money from a woman. Never ask money from a woman. That is the lowest thing you can do, is to ask money from a woman. Okay, this is the thing. Your spouse is the one who will sit beside you when your parents die, who will hold your hands through childbirth, who might have to bathe you if you're ever too sick to stand. This isn't just about butterflies or date nights. It's about choosing somebody who shows up in grief, in mess, in uncertainty. So no, I don't believe love alone is enough. Commitment, maturity, and the ability to endure life's ugliest parts, that's what sustains a marriage or relationship. Because when life gets painfully real, romance won't carry you. Character will. And the truth is, forever is only possible with someone who knows how to stay when it's hard to love. The right person won't make life perfect, but they'll make the hard parts more bearable. They'll sit with you in the mess without trying to run from it. You are a man and you are having issues with your woman and you run away. That is a really low quality thing to do. You never want to run away from issues. That's also part of being the avoidant that I touched up on in the attachment styles video. You do not want to be like that. You want to face the problem head on. Let me ask you this question. If you are working a job and you have an issue, are you going to run away from your job? Are you going to go in the room next door and cry and hug your little pillow? No, you're not. Why are you not going to do that? You're not going to do that because you're going to lose the job, right? It's no different than with a relationship. If your woman expresses to you that she feels unsafe and she calls you and you don't pick up the phone and it takes you 48 hours to respond, only to respond with I don't like to talk on the phone, don't be surprised that you're going to lose that job, because relationships also, it's a job. Being a wife is a title. Being a husband is a title, a job title. They're both job titles because a relationship is work. A relationship is a job. It means showing up. Right? So if you have issues right now with your man or your woman and you want to resolve those issues, then you need to show up and communicate virtually, like face to face or on the phone, not texting. All right? Not texting. There's a lot of people now where they want to text all their problems like just through the text messages. No, folks, texting is not how you build a relationship. Okay? Texting means nothing. You have to use your voice and you use your tongue and communicate, right? That's very important. Anyways, that's a little bit on masculine energy, feminine energy, what it means to be a man, okay? What it means to be a man is to be a provider. That's what it means to be a man. And if you are a man making less than your woman, best believe that relationship more than likely eventually is going to fail. The man should always make more or just as much, if not more, than the woman.